If you always thought that the apple was simply the fruit of health, get ready for a surprise. Everyone has heard that old saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. But is that really true? Or are there secrets behind this popular fruit that most people have never stopped to question? The problem is that not everything that seems healthy is as harmless as it appears. And some of these facts might completely change the way you see this fruit. Did you know that some apples can contain more sugar than slice of cake? Or that the peel can be both a health shield and a hidden risk? And what about the interactions between apples and medications? Yes, there's a lot about this fruit that almost no one talks about. But today we're going to expose the facts that might make you rethink how you consume apples. And you can bet there are some revelations here that will leave you speechless. The apple has always been seen as a symbol of health and longevity. Since ancient times, it has appeared as a sacred food in various cultures. Remember the famous saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away? But does it really deserve all this fame? The truth is that, although it's a nutritious fruit rich in beneficial compounds, there are nuances that most people are unaware of. Some of them might even surprise those who always believed this fruit was an infallible choice for a healthy diet. But what makes the apple such a special choice? It's packed with fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants, making it a great ally for digestive health and the immune system. Studies indicate that the polyphenol in apples may reduce the risk of heart disease and help regulate blood sugar levels. But it's not all good news. Depending on the variety and how it's consumed, the apple can present challenges for some people, especially when it comes to its sugar content. And that leads us to a question that few people explore. Not all apples are the same, and depending on the type and how they're eaten, their effects on the body can vary significantly. Some varieties contain higher levels of antioxidants, while others are richer in fructose, which can be an issue for those who need to manage their blood sugar. And speaking of nutrients, are we truly making the most of what this fruit has to offer? The answer might be right under our noses, or rather, in the apple peel. If there's one thing many people overlook when eating an apple, it's the peel. And that's a huge mistake. Most of the apple's antioxidants, fiber, and vitamins are concentrated in this part that many peel off and throw away. To give you an idea, the peel contains quercetin, a powerful antioxidant that can reduce inflammation and strengthen the immune system. Plus, the fiber in the peel aids digestion and helps with satiety, preventing those hunger spikes that lead to overeating. In other words, by removing the peel, we're missing out on a huge part of what makes the apple such a valued food in a healthy diet. A study published in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry revealed that apple peel contains compounds that help protect cells against oxidative damage, slowing down aging and even reducing the risk of some chronic diseases. That's because it contains polyphenol, which act as protective shields against free radicals. Pretty amazing, right? Now, if you're wondering how to consume apples in the best way possible, here's a tip. Opt for organic apples or wash them well with a baking soda solution to remove pesticides. Another great way to use the peel is in teas or even in baked apple chips, which turn out crispy and delicious. But before you go eating any apple you find, there's a big question to consider. Are all apples the same? And does that really make a difference? If you think all apples are the same, you might be missing out on a valuable opportunity to choose the best one for your health. Fuji, Gala, Granny Smith, Red Delicious. Each of these varieties has a unique nutritional profile. Some are sweeter, others more tart, and each one affects the body differently. For example, Granny Smith, which has a tangy flavor, is excellent for those who want to keep their blood sugar in check since it has a lower glycemic index. On the other hand, Fuji and Gala are much sweeter and can spike glucose levels quickly, which may be a concern for people with insulin resistance. Science backs up the fact that these differences go beyond just taste. A study published in the Food Chemistry Journal analyzed the antioxidant properties of different apple varieties and found that redder apples, like Red Delicious, contain more anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that help protect cells from premature aging. Meanwhile, green apples, like Granny Smith, are rich in natural acids that aid digestion and help balance the body's pH levels. So, depending on your goal, whether it's blood sugar control, gut health, or longevity, choosing the right apple can make all the difference. Now, an important detail. How you eat your apple also affects its impact. If you prefer sweeter apples, one trick is to pair them with a healthy fat source, such as natural peanut butter or nuts, to slow down their effect on blood sugar. Another strategy is to use them in recipes with cinnamon, which can help stabilize glucose levels. But if the issue is the natural sugar content of the fruit, there's a hidden detail in apples that most people overlook, and it might just change the way you eat them. Apples are naturally sweet, and that's where an important detail comes in. The sugar in them, fructose, can be a problem for some people. Even though it's a natural sugar, it can still have negative effects on those with insulin resistance, diabetes, or liver issues. Excess fructose can overload the liver, contributing to fat accumulation in the liver, something most people don't even consider when biting into an innocent-looking apple. The problem worsens when apples are consumed in excess or in juice form, where the fiber is removed, making the sugar even more concentrated. Research has shown that excessive fructose consumption can increase the risk of metabolic syndrome, a set of conditions that raise the chances of developing heart disease and type 2 diabetes. This means that while apples are a healthy choice for many, people with metabolic issues should moderate their intake. But don't worry, this doesn't mean you have to cut apples out of your diet. The key is balance. A smart way to consume apples is by pairing them with proteins and healthy fats, such as plain yogurt, nuts, or seeds. This slows down sugar absorption in the blood and prevents glucose spikes. But did you know that some people may experience unexpected reactions when eating apples? And we're not just talking about sugar. It may sound strange, but some people can have allergic reactions when eating raw apples. This condition is more common than you might think, and can range from mild symptoms like itchiness in the mouth and throat to more severe reactions, such as swelling, difficulty breathing, and even anaphylactic shock in extreme cases. This type of allergy is often linked to oral allergy syndrome, OAS, which happens when the immune system mistakes apple proteins for pollen from trees like birch. Interestingly, many people who react to raw apples can eat cooked apples without any problems, since heat alters the proteins responsible for triggering the allergic reaction. Studies suggest that apple allergies are more common in regions with high exposure to tree pollen, such as in Europe and North America. What's even less known is that different apple varieties can trigger reactions with varying intensity. And speaking of precautions, did you know that apples can interfere with the absorption of certain medications? This little-known fact can make a huge difference for people taking specific types of drugs. It may seem harmless to eat an apple and then take medication right after, but this simple combination can reduce the effectiveness of some drugs. This happens because apples contain compounds that can interfere with the body's absorption of certain substances. For example, people who take digoxin, a medication used for heart problems, may end up absorbing less of the drug if they consume it along with an apple. The same applies to some antibiotics, such as ciprofloxacin, which may have its action reduced when taken together with fiber and polyphenol-rich fruits. A study published in the European Journal of Clinical Pharmacology showed that apple juice can decrease the absorption of certain medications by up to 85%. This occurs because the fruit contains flavonoids and other substances that interact with proteins responsible for transporting drugs within the body. The result? The medication may take longer to work or may not reach the expected concentration in the blood. For this reason, specialists recommend waiting at least 2 hours between eating an apple and taking these medications. If you take medication regularly, the best strategy is to consult a healthcare professional to determine whether consuming apples regularly poses any risks. So, to make the most of an apple's benefits, choose organic ones or wash the peel thoroughly to remove pesticides, since it contains essential fibers and antioxidants. Eating the fruit with proteins and healthy fats, such as yogurt or nuts, helps balance blood sugar levels, preventing spikes. Adding apples to recipes like salads and smoothies is also a great option. Plus, eating an apple before a workout provides quick energy, while at night, paired with cinnamon, it can aid digestion. And hey, if you thought this information was surprising, wait until you find out what happens when you eat a banana at night. There's a little-known detail that could be affecting your sleep or even your digestion. So click on the screen now and watch this video before eating your next banana. That's it for today's video. Take care and see you next time.